Hello everybody, Andy here again. Right, hopefully this will be a fairly quick vlog. It's one that I've been thinking about making for a while, but I just wanted to make sure that all the things were sort of more or less in place and before I made it. But now I can announce, if anyone's interested, that I'm coming over to America in September, October of this year, primarily to go over to South Tube 2 down in Nashville. But the exciting thing from my point of view, apart from going to South Tube, which I'll come to again later on, is corresponding with Gary, Anakin 1814, we've been talking about going to South Tube for a while. Then he didn't think he could go, and then he found out that he could go because of the way that things are worked out now. So what we're going to do now is I'm actually going to fly into Chicago on about the end of September, beginning of October, spend about a day there, and then Gary's coming down with Mike, Muso SF as well. I should put some links, I think, up into the boxes over there for their channels in case you don't know what they are. And then we're going to meet up on the Thursday morning, I think it's the 2nd of October, and then we're going to drive the 8 hours or so from Chicago down to Nashville, a little road trip, but something that I've always wanted to do. Us sort of Brits over here, we sort of wallow in all the sort of American culture, and we sort of it washes over us from an early age of watching all the films and the TV programs and everything, on the movies, the whole lot, and the music and everything that comes out of America as well, that we sort of grow up with. And there's this sort of romantic sort of ideal vision, whatever you want to call it, of sort of American road trips. And I sort of had a look at the map and I thought, wow, that'd be great, driving from Chicago down through to Nashville as well, with a couple of great YouTubers as well. What better way of doing things? And then of course we're going down to Nashville. I think myself, Gary and Mike are going to share a room down there. It's all been booked as well, and we're going to spend sort of 4 nights down there in Nashville, and then drive back up to Chicago. I'll have another night in Chicago before I come home on the sort of Tuesday or Wednesday or something. So I'll have a week in America. But one of the great things about this, I was talking to Leslie Fly Darling when I was at the London gathering, and saying about the possibility of going over there, because obviously it could be quite expensive, as you can imagine, to go over to America. One thing that is expensive, I just had to renew my passport, £72 to renew a passport, which is getting on for $150. Now that's a lot of money. Okay, it's a document that can get you anywhere in the world, I suppose, and you have to have it, but that's a lot of money, a big chunk. But that's sort of made a bit better by the fact that my flight to America, my sort of a return flight with British Airways to Chicago, is costing me absolutely nothing. How's that done? Well, that's the thing that I surprised Leslie. You've all seen these loyalty schemes and that we get from supermarkets, from just about everybody now, don't they? They all do their own sort of loyalty schemes. Probably in your part of the world, certainly do it over here in the UK. And one of these sort of major supermarket chains has got a pretty good one, actually, I must admit. And so we shop at this particular supermarket. I'm not going to advertise them, but what you can do, you get their points. If you want, you can opt to sort of change all their points into air miles. Now air miles, I don't know if you've ever used them and whether you've got them where you are, but they are very, very good, and they are actually better now, better value than they were. You just have little bands, and it's costing me 6,500 air miles to travel from the UK to Chicago and back, and that's it. I have a balance of air miles that comes from the points, and I can get the points from other places as well, not just from the supermarket, petrol stations, online retailers, things like that. Collect them all together, and as I said, they're pretty good value, and it's costing me absolutely nothing. And I've got my tickets, you see. You don't even have to get proper tickets now, so it's all on there. And that's what. So think about it. If you want to attend a gathering, maybe you should start looking around and thinking of these ways where you might be able to travel for nothing, because it's made me think, and I've still got a fair balance. I might be able to do this on a more regular basis. Maybe I can do another gathering, and this is the way. Also, you get over there, you share your room, share the costs, spread the costs of the petrol and all that sort of stuff, which is why Gary's driving rather than flying, because it makes it cheaper as well, and you can spread the costs and that sort of thing for everybody. But the other reason I wanted to go to South Tube, so speaking to Gary before, when he said he couldn't go at one point, I was thinking, no, I don't think I'm going to make it, because if you're going to travel that sort of distance, if you go to any sort of gathering, it doesn't matter where it is, but especially if you're going to fly 3,000 miles or whatever it is to get to one, you want to make sure that the people you want to meet are going to be there. I mean, I've talked about sort of fantasy gatherings, and you've probably got your ideas. Maybe you can tell me what your fantasy YouTube gathering would be, who you'd like to see there and who you'd like to meet. Looking at this sort of RSVP list for the South Tube, it's become a sort of a who's who of the list of people that I wanted to meet. And there are some great names on there, lots of people that I know are subscribers of mine, people that I subscribe to, like Kurt, the Frozen Ghost is going to be there apparently, obviously Gary, people like that. There's too many to mention. Silver Screen Girl, I know I could go on and on and on. There's loads. So that's the another reason I wanted to go, and the great that we decided going to sit down and have a chat about these things, and it'd be great to meet people like Kurt and Mark, or obviously the Frozen Ghost as well, and we can have a chat about the sort of vloggerhood video that we did, and we want to sort of talk about that and talk about doing that sort of thing again. And me and Gary are coming up ideas for videos already and what we collaboration videos, or videos you just want to make with each other. So isn't that great? Here we go. I'm going over to America to meet people that I've never met, people that I've never spoken to. Still never spoken to Gary, only ever done it through emails and things like that, and comments, etc. Going over there, sharing a car journey, sharing a hotel room, sharing each other's space for 4, 5, 6 days, and we've never actually met. Now, isn't that great? Isn't that what's so good about this site? And no fear, no trepidation, no worries from my point, and hopefully not from Gary's either, that it's going to be a great time. I'm certainly looking forward to it, getting very excited already, as I know Gary is, and he's got another gathering coming up as well in Toronto. So thought I'd say that. So if you think you can't get to these gatherings, think about it. Explore the world of loyalty schemes. Some aren't as good as others, word of warning there. Some are far better than others, but I think I've picked the right one, transferring all my points, etc. into air miles, and enabling me to have a free trip to America to go to South Tube. How good can that be? And so all those people out there, it'd be great to meet you, all the people that I know who are going to be there. Jim Country comes to town. Oh yeah, as I said, there's hundreds, and Lisa, Hippie 51, I think she's going. There's loads and loads of you. So I'm looking forward to seeing you. I hope the feeling's mutual, and I'm certainly looking forward to that. 30th of September comes along when I can get to Heathrow, fly to Chicago, and start off my whole American adventure. Anyway, thanks for your time. I'll speak to you again soon. Goodbye.